I got this idea from the Ruthless podcast, so shout out to them. We're going to do a bracket-style tournament of the 16 biggest liberal hacks until we get to number 1. I will reseed and then show the bracket after round 1. Round 1, 8 versus 9 seed, Anna Navarro versus Sunny Hostin.
I think that women, white women in particular, want to protect this patriarchy here because it's to their benefit.
Because men are useless. I mean, and by the way, I want to differentiate between straight men and gay men because I think I would die without gay men.
And the winner of round 1, according to the judges, is Anna Navarro. Next matchup is an all-government matchup. It's AOC versus Bernie Sanders. AOC is the 7 seed.
You're going to do a Sig Heil? You're going to do a Hail Hitler? Or their rebrand a Roman salute? From behind the presidential seal of the United States of America? It's on.
Trump has been a disaster, the worst president in the history of the United States. That's terrible.
And the winner of the 7 versus 10 matchup, according to the judges, it was a close one. It's AOC. And as a reminder, after this first round, the winners will be shown on screen reseeded 1 to 8. But for the 6 versus 11 matchup, Jasmine Crockett, Rosie O'Donnell.
And so, yeah, I'm excited to see that Elon Musk, that his money as it relates to Tesla, well, Tesla's tanking right now. And I'm okay with that.
To think that cruelty and lack of empathy is a value that is sprouted from the highest office in our country is overwhelmingly sad to me personally, and it felt like way too much to take.
So again, the judges had a tough time on this one. A lot of fans wanted Rosie O'Donnell to move through. I mean, she's had a very good month of being like a Trump derangement syndrome type person, but the winner is Jasmine Crockett. Okay, now we move on to the 5 versus 12 matchup, Don Lemon versus Hassan Piker. Now, many fans thought Don Lemon should be rated as high as number 1. However, our committee was like not even sure Don Lemon was still making content.
I just said, I don't think that, I just said, I think there can be sincere Republicans.
But you can't be a sincere black Republican?
I don't think that you can be a rational MAGA, be black and be a rational MAGA person.
And here's the 12 seed, very popular Twitch streamer Hassan Piker. If you're not aware of it, not everybody watches Twitch, but here he is.
We live under an inherently oppressive capitalist dogma, and I'm here to talk about that because I think that at least questioning that and striving to find a better system is exactly what young people should be doing right now.
This guy always bashes capitalism, by the way, but the 5 versus 12 matchup, I mean, the judges kind of laughed. It was obviously going to be Don Lemon. And the 4 versus 13 matchup, Joy Reid and 13, I think an underrated one, Lawrence O'Donnell.
Y'all just tell me who the nominee is going to be. Let me know when you guys are finished fighting amongst yourselves who I got to vote for in November to keep Hitler out the White House. That's all I want to know.
Because he is the laziest person currently practicing politics in America, and he is by far the stupidest president this country or any country has ever seen.
Look, like I said, Lawrence O'Donnell is an underrated one. I probably will make a video on that in the future, but for this one, the 4 versus 13 matchup, again, the judges kind of laughed. It easily went to Joy Reid. For the 3 versus 14 matchup, we have Rookie of the Year, Harry Sisson versus 14, Kyle Kulinski. Here's Harry.
Harry Sisson. Harry.
He's talking, by the way, about the Biden-Trump debate.
You think Biden won last night?
1%.
Yeah, no, I did, definitely. On the substance of the conversation, Biden won. His policy was pragmatic, it was logical, and Donald Trump just lied the entire time.
And here's the 14 seed, Kyle Kulinski. You can see here, he's a fan of Tim Walz.
All right, guys, so the question is, why did Kamala Harris pick Tim Walz for VP? The best possible option, no doubt about it. And there's some interesting reporting.
I can't watch that without laughing. That'll lead us, by the way, to the next round, because that's where Tim Walz finds himself. But for Kyle, unfortunately, he's not going to move on. Harry Sisson, the Rookie of the Year, easily wins this matchup. Okay, next matchup, Tim Walz and Caitlin Collins.
And you can't just dismiss
people. This
How do you
notion
fight it?
This
I
notion
think
of
I could
tax.
kick most of their ass. I do think that if they want to do it. I know I can run them.
Not only have we never had a U.S. president with a mugshot, I'm not sure we've ever had a mugshot hanging outside of the Oval Office before. But that is where President Trump has placed his.
I just find that clip funny. But this matchup, I mean, I think everyone watching this understands Tim Walz, the easy winner. By the way, I talked to a couple scouts. I mean, they're very impressed with Tim Walz's play lately. He can do TDS. He can rant and rave. He can brag about Tesla stock dropping. I mean, a lot of scouts really consider Tim Walz a full-rounded liberal hack. And the final first-round matchup, number 1 seed Rachel Maddow against number 16 seed off the board, former Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau. This Maddow clip is from the 2016 election.
You're awake, by the way. You're not having a terrible, terrible dream. Also, you're not dead and you haven't gone to hell. This is your life now. This is our election now. This is us. This is our country.
We were supposed to be on a steady, if difficult sometimes, march towards progress. And yet, just a few weeks ago, the United States voted for a second time to not elect its first woman president. Everywhere, women's rights and women's progress is under attack, overtly and subtly. But I want you to know that I am, and always will be, a proud feminist.
So despite the fact that is one of the most embarrassing clips you'll ever see, Rachel Maddow easily won this round. There was a small contingent of kind of wild fans that wanted Trudeau to move on, but I mean, our judges, our committee was like, he doesn't run anything anymore. Let's just give it to Maddow. But now we will move on to the final 8. So we made it to the final 8. Congratulations to everybody that made it this far. I mean, that's a long year of a lot of Trump derangement syndrome. So congratulations. We have Maddow versus Navarro, Walz versus AOC, Sisson versus Crockett, Reid versus Don Lemon. We'll start off again with the 4 versus 5 matchup, Joy Reid versus Don Lemon.
Retrofitted with their ugly right-wing policies, the way they've ruined Florida and Texas and every other red state.
So I am not a political person. I'm not a political reporter. I was never a political anchor. I was an anchor that had to cover everything, a journalist who covered everything. And then when Donald Trump...
What does that even mean? But the winner, the 5 seed here, actually upsets the 4 seed. The 5 seed, Don Lemon, moves on to the final 4. Number 3 versus number 6, Harry Sisson, Jasmine Crockett.
I think Biden could definitely serve another 4 years. Like 100%.
Okay, come on.
Oh wait, don't. I'll break.
Jerry, don't go that far now.
No, I'll break it all down.
Are you getting paid by the Biden administration?
No, I'm not.
Unfortunately, we have someone that is occupying the White House, and as far as I'm concerned, he is an enemy to the United States. He swore an oath just like the rest of us.
So look, this is the first one that there was a ton. I mean, you should have seen the judges' room. People were screaming at each other in a split decision, very controversial. Moving on is Harry Sisson.
We're going to have to work on that a little bit. And I think there is a crisis.
I think some of us scare them.
men.
I think I scare them a little bit why they spend so much time on it. No, I'm serious because I can fix a truck. They know I'm not bullshitting on this.
Yeah.
I'm not putting this in people's grill. I don't know if my identity is not hunting. My identity is not football coaching.
And I want you to understand, I want everyone to understand that tax cuts cost money. We have to pay for them. So every dollar that you spend in federal taxes is going to pay for some rich person's G-Wagon, and it's also going to cut in 8-year-old kids with autism's ability to access Medicaid. That's what they are putting on the table. That's what they're trying to make worse. And frankly,
look, the judges weren't really sure what she meant there, but ultimately it didn't really matter. Unanimous decision. Tim Walz moves on. And again, he might be like the favorite at this point. Tim Walz in the final 4. And to the updated 1 versus 8 matchup, Rachel Maddow and Anna Navarro.
Governed by ours. We are the only 248-year-old multiracial, pluralistic democracy in the world. And shall we keep it? A lot of our fellow Americans say we shouldn't.
I thought today I would wake up and the TV would be full of like doctors talking about Donald Trump's cognitive decline. I thought it would be full of Republicans hanging their heads in shame like Democrats did. Joe Biden had a bad...
And the winner is, this is the biggest upset so far probably, Anna Navarro defeats the number 1 seed, Rachel Maddow. That brings us to the prestigious Final Four. Let's take a look. Okay, so we have the Final Four there on screen. As you can see, the reseeding's a little chaotic. It's almost like the rules of the DNC. Nobody even knows what is happening. But Final Four, we have Tim Walz versus Don Lemon and Harry Sisson versus Ana Navarro. First Final Four matchup, Harry Sisson versus Ana Navarro.
Yeah, it's going to be Joe Biden versus Donald Trump, and then Joe Biden's going to win.
It would be sweet, sweet justice if tonight it was the Latino vote that defeated Donald Trump. Así que mi gente, levántense y voten.
That clip, by the way, 2016, would have applied as well to 2024, but the winner, this was a bit of a shocker, it's Harry Sisson. I mean, the judges, the fans, the entire board cannot believe the year this guy's had. He burst onto the scene, thought Biden was going to win, thought Biden won the debate. There's just a lot of reasons. I mean, you got to give it up to him. Harry Sisson, congratulations. You made it to the final. In the other Final Four matchup, Tim Walz, Don Lemon.
Saying on my phone, I don't know, some of you know this on the iPhone, they've got that little stock app. I added Tesla to it to give me a little boost during the day. 225 and dropping. So.
We delete things if they are illegal.
But these have been up there for a while.
Are they illegal?
They're not illegal, but they're hateful, and they can lead to violence. As I just read to you, the shooters, in all of these mass shootings, attributed social media to radicalizing.
So Don, you love censorship, is what you're saying?
No, I don't love censorship.
Then why are you asking?
I believe in moderation, but I don't believe in
censorship. Moderation is a propaganda word for censorship.
But don't you think free speech?
So with that said, the second matchup in the Final Four, potentially an upset because a lot of the judges thought Tim Walz would go all the way. Don Lemon moves on to the final. The final is going to be Harry Sisson and Don Lemon. Taking one final look at our bracket here. I hope you're on the edge of your seat. We're going to see what's going to happen now. We're going to start off with the clip from Harry Sisson.
In 2024, the Republican Party is saying that Donald Trump, the twice impeached, once indicted, disgraced former president, who's now a proven sexual abuser, fraud, and election denier, is their candidate. That's the best they got. I mean, it's pathetic. But on the other hand, the Democrats have Joe Biden, who's a proven leader. He's an effective president. He cares about the people. He's smart, and he's level-headed. And he's never been found liable for sexual abuse like the other guy. Folks, for me, the choice is clear as day. Biden 2024.
And the final clip from Don Lemon.
But what future do we want? Is this something we want to make part of our constant dialogue forever, or do we want to say, like, let's just move on and treat everyone, according to just who they are as an individual?
I agree with you with that. That's the ideal. But what the evidence shows is that that's not what's actually in practice.
I think we're doing better than anywhere else.
That's true. I agree with that. But that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean a lot to a whole lot of people who aren't able to take advantage of the opportunities that you were able to take advantage of, simply because of the color of your skin.
What advantages does my color of my skin give me?
Well, there's an ease that you have in society that many people of color don't. You were able to come to this country voluntarily. There are many people who were not able to come to the country voluntarily. There are people who came here as slaves.
For me to come here.
And there is a legacy of slavery that still continues on. There's a legacy of racism that still continues on in this country. That's undeniable.
Well, if we keep talking about it nonstop, it will never go away.
And drum roll, please, the winner for 2025 is Don Lemon. Congratulations to the entire 16 people in the tournament. What an outing. What an event. If you have any issue with any of the scoring, I guess you can bring it up with the judges. They're all fake judges. They don't exist. Or you can let me know in the comments what you would have changed up in your list. But other than that, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment. I will see you in the next video.